Graphify just solved Claude Code memory problem. It's able to take any repository and turn it into a wild big graph like the one that you see on the screen. And in the process, it allows Claude Code to give you more accurate answer at the fraction of the token costs. It's able to do this by traversing your entire code base, mapping out the connections, and discerning the why behind the connections. And the best part is it's also open source and completely free. And so today I'm going to show you how you can get this working yourself, what's going on under the hood, and how you can leverage it for yourself. So Graphify came a couple months ago and currently it sits at around nearly 80k stars. So basically what Graphify lets us do is to make custom graphs on every repository that we put. When we query Claude Code, the answer would be way cheaper. Some said Graphify makes it up to 70 times more cheaper. I think that's a little bit over-exaggerated, but I think there is a significant room that Graphify improves the answers. Today, we're going to be using Claude Code to test that out. And by the way, you don't need to use specifically Claude Code. You can use any AI coding assistant that you want. Just for the example, I'll be using Claude Code. So first things first, how does Graphify makes our answer cheaper? Well, Graphify gets our knowledge base and turns it into a full graphic with vectors, as you can see, and connections. Compared to normal AI coding assistant response, it's basically like doing Ctrl+F and searching for the answer, compared to Graphify, where we have everything mapped out logically and it's way easier to find the right information and also way faster. It's basically giving our Claude Code a map. Again, in terms of savings, I think those 70x numbers are a little exaggerated, but I think in some cases it can save us a significant amount of tokens. That's why you should care. Now let's talk about how it actually works. We go from a code base to some sort of graph like this one. So first we have pass number one, the code structure, which is completely free. What it does is it goes through the whole code structure and builds us this right here. And it's completely deterministic. This isn't AI guessing some game of relations. It's going through all the code and logically mapping, okay, this part of the code here is related to this part of the code here. Here, let's see what they've written. Treeseater parses your code files and extract classes, functions, imports, code graphs, and inline comments. This runs locally with no LLM involved. Pass number two is video and audio. So if they exist, they would be transcribed with faster whisper. That means when they are transcribed to a text, they will be ingested into our graph. And here we have pass 3, docs, papers, and images. Those are all things that doesn't include a true code in themselves. So thus we have to involve an LLM call that will look at them and semantically decide where in our graph should they be placed. Once it does all of that, it actually starts to create our graph. It goes into a bit more of technical details, but you don't need to know that. The only thing that you need to know is that this graph consists of nodes, which are those tiny circles right here. And after that, we have edges, which are the lines connecting each of those nodes. How are they related? We have communities, which are basically a large grouping of nodes that are similar in nature. In my example here, we can see that I have 328 communities. This is the foundation of how the graph is built and how those nodes are extracted. And remember, we care turning into a graph because for all intents and purposes, this will give our Claude Code a map which will help it answer faster and cheaper. So let's answer some questions that you may have. So for example, if you want to turn just empty files into a graph and you don't have like a real code structure, can you do that? Yes, you can do that. You can turn it into an Obsidian Vault through Graphify, but more about that in another video. And also, if you've played with real RAG database, so GraphRag or something else, you may have the questions how Graphify differs from a normal RAG. So the main difference is that Graphify focuses on the code and its relations. And the biggest difference is in terms of the embeddings, because the normal GraphRag uses vector embeddings and Graphify doesn't use any embeddings. It uses real connections that it extracted from the code base. That's why its strongest advantage is using it on actual code bases. Now, how to install Graphify? Well, it's fairly simple. If you're using Claude Code, just get the GitHub link repo, put it into Claude Code and tell it to install it for you. It will install all the prerequisites, but if you insist doing it manually, here are all the steps outlined in the repo. It's fairly simple. So yeah, you can go from that. And remember, Graphify is AI agnostic, which means that it can run on not only on Claude Code, but on any other AI coding assistant. So once you've installed Graphify, the next question becomes, how do I actually use it? Well, there are quite a few commands out here. So you won't going to memorize none of that. But actually, when you install Graphify, it comes with its own skill. So Claude Code will install all the skills needed to work with Graphify based on the natural queries and language that you write to Claude Code. It would do the required action. There are also a few commands that are worth memorizing, like just /Graphify, which runs it in the current directory, and a few others. If you're interested, you can come into the GitHub repo and take a glance at what we have here. There is, for example, Graphify query, which basically tells your Claude Code, hey, take a look at the actual knowledge graph and don't try to answer on your own. Don't be lazy. Your skill would be installed, so if you ever get confused on what makes sense, just ask your Claude Code. It will explain it to you. So for the demo, I'm gonna be using OpenDesign, which is relatively large code base. It's basically Cloud Design, but open source version. And yeah, I've cloned it into my own device and I'll run Claude Code there. I'm in my Claude Code and I'm in the OpenDesign project directory. I'm gonna run /Graphify dot, which will make the graph from the full code base of the project. So after a few minutes, it's finished its execution and we can see we traversed 262 files. And we have nearly 3,000 nodes from there, 4,500 edges, and 163 communities. The cost was around 75k tokens, which is crazy. Query cost is 43 times cheaper than reading raw sources. 43 times cheaper. That's insane. Here it has listed our God nodes, and God nodes are basically the most prominent nodes, the most prominent connections of whatever it traversed, our core abstractions. We have the surprising connections here and our suggested questions. And it has already created me the graph in the browser, so it visualized the graph for me. Let's open it. And here is the graph that we got. Looks so cool. We can see the different communities clearly separated from one another, but yet we can see how all of them make a connection. That's so cool. And actually, if I click on a node like that, we can see some more node information out here. So the type, this is a code node. The community name is sidecar pro2tsconfig. And we can see the source and the degree. The degree basically means how much edges are connected to this node, including going and inside edges. So for this node example, it would be 4 because there are 3 outgoing and 1 going inside this node. Here would be 0 because there are no edges connected to this node. And to this one, it will be the degree will be 1 because there is just one edge pointing to it. And this is pretty cool looking, but remember, having a graph like that is not our main focus. This is not the important. We're doing that because now our Claude Code has a map which will help it answer our questions pretty accurate and pretty fast compared to the grep method that usually all the coding assistants do. So we'll test it out. We'll ask it a question using Graphify, and then we'll ask it another questions about our OpenDesign repo that will be using the default grep method and not our map that we handled it. So now it's finally time for our test. I've prepared the same question. On the first step, we'll use Graphify, and on the second one, we won't use Graphify. So let's run both and let's see the difference. And we can see that actually our session that didn't use Graphify finished first, and this one that we used Graphify finished right away after it. But let's see the token costs. One thing that I noticed is when we've used Graphify to trace something, it gave us a pretty detailed answer. And here we just check the files and the answer was still good, but it wasn't as detailed as the Graphify one gave us, which is an advantage. And as we can see in the Graphify one, we've used 93k tokens, and here on the non-Graphify one, we've used 105k tokens, which is not that big of a difference, but it's still cheaper. So yeah, we can see the benefit. Now, one question pops up in mind, and if it's an actual live breeding repo and it's constantly updated, would this graph be updated? And the answer is yes. Here in the documentation, we can see the workflow. So when we run Graphify hook install, it will auto rebuild after each commit, and it is AST only. That means no API cost and completely for free. And this actually works if you're working with another friend or another dev, so two devs committing in parallel get their graph union merged automatically, which is great. So overall, you get this living, breathing map that automatically connects to your Claude Code, which gives you more faster and accurate answers for the fraction of the token costs. And overall, you get this beautiful looking living map that is connected to your Claude Code to help it out with answering faster and cheaper. And that's where I'm gonna leave you guys for today. When you look at the spectrum, Graphify is really great. It falls somewhere between Obsidian and a real rack system in terms of these AI adjacent memory layers, which is great. Having more options is always great. Picking the right one for the job you are working on. So as always, let me know your thoughts, hit the like and subscribe button if this was helpful, and see you in the next one.